when you're out there with him, what are you going to be thinking? Do you think when you're out there?
I try to think too much. I'm more so trying to pay attention to what he's doing. I try to listen to my coach. My coach is in my corner. Like I trust them. I'll do what they tell me to do. I don't want to. If I start thinking too much, I'll overthink things or I'll hesitate or whatever. Whereas if I'm just paying attention to what he's doing and trying to do what I want to do, I'm not going to think strategy too much. I'll let my corner do that.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a spot where you thought, I'm in big trouble here, and then you got out of it and went on to win the?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. One of the fights I had was back home against Mike Brown. We fought in the UFC. A UFC veteran. It was like my first really big fight. And we got in the third round. Neither one of us had done much to the other, but he was controlling. He was a real good wrestler. He was basically taking me down, keeping me on my back. I'm trying to work things, and he was completely smothering me, just shutting me down. And I kept trying. I got really tired, and there was like a split second where he was kind of off balance. I was able to sweep him, get on top, hit him a couple times, took his back and choked him out. So it's kind of completely the most dramatic fight you could ever have. Because I'm getting beat up for 2.5 rounds. The guy just holding me, completely stuffing me, stopping everything I try and do. And then in the last minute of the fight, I get on top and I choke him out.
How did that feel to you?
Oh, that was the best. That was probably the best feeling of all the fights. The Pulver fight was amazing, because I was supposed to, just the way everything was set up. Jim was supposed to knock me out and I knocked him out. But the Mike Brown fight was the best one so far.
Do you think tonight's going to be ending by submission or by a knockout? You hoped it to be by submission?
Yeah, probably by submission.
Okay.
I think either way. I think one of my friends said that the fight's probably going to end by me or Kenny getting caught in something and then just having the most disappointed look on her face, I can't believe I get caught. It could be guillotine, could be anything. I'm not sure what, but I think one of them's going to catch the other.
How do you feel about the judges in the UFC and going to a decision?
I haven't had a single pro fight go to a decision.
That's
what I mean. So I think my record's 16-3 or 17-3.
Yeah.
All my fights have been finished one way or the other.
That's impressive.
I haven't had to deal with the decision too much. The way I look at it, if it goes to decision, I didn't do my job.
Yep.
So if I don't finish the guy, then I'm not going to go and complain about the decision. I put it in someone else's hands.
What do you think about? I asked another fighter about this earlier. What do you think about some of the other, there's a lot of other associations starting up, and Elite XC and some of the other ones, and some of the other guys that are in those associations are saying stuff like, well, UFC's getting too watered down, and the peer fighters are starting to be over here, and the better fighters are over here. And what do you think about that?
I think competition's good for everyone. If it was just the UFC, you'd have the 10 best guys in each weight class fighting, and there'd be no room for anyone else.
Yeah.
I do think the UFC does have the best fighters. But there are good fighters in some other organizations too. But it's going to let everything expand. If there was one organization, you'd have a complete monopoly on everything. Fighters, wouldn't benefit because there'd be no competition. I can't say, okay, well, I might go here. So it's going to drive up money for everyone. Just the overall quality of cards, is going to go way up. Tonight we have one of the most amazing cards I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Every single fight I'm excited about. Big name fighter, at least 1 or 2 big name fighters in every single fight. So I think competition's good.
And I know a lot of eyes are going to be on you tonight.
Yeah.
How do you cope with that? The night before and the day of, knowing that you're a name on the ticket, that people are going to be watching. Yeah. You got a big fight. Do you get nervous? Do you have a hard time sleeping the night before? What's your routine just before?
I'm pretty good with nerves on all that type of stuff. I really don't get nervous. I'll get nervous 30 seconds, right before the fight or right before I walk out, and then it's gone. So some people, they can't sleep. They're worried. For me, I just know if I train hard and I did everything I can in training, win or lose, I did my job.
Yeah.
It's if I slack in training, then that's usually when people get nervous. They get worried. They say, I wish I had done this. I wish I had done that. You did your job, though. Whether you win or lose, you did your job. You performed the best of your abilities. There's nothing to worry about.
Absolutely. How do you stack up against everybody else in your division? Do you think?
The 155 division is a complete dogfight. You know what I mean? It's just there's so many good guys. There are probably 10 guys that could be fighting for the title right now. So what I mean, it's all about styles. You know what I mean? It's with MMA, it's not a clear 1 through 10 boxing rank. In boxing, it's not a clear 1 through 10 ranking. It's 1 might be 2, but then 2 might be 4, and 4 might be 3. It's ridiculous. you know.
So you're in a scrappy pool, and
it's a scrappy place. You know, it's a good place to be though, you know, because like you don't get lazy, you know, you don't start to think, oh, I'm better than this guy, you know. It's like every single guy is dangerous, every single guy keeps you on your toes.
Absolutely. Well, I was wondering if you could do us one favor tonight. You know, when you win your fight and you got the guy in the hole, can you make sure that your Feel It Nutrition logo is sticking out so the camera can see it?
We'll work on it.
All right, man. We're way behind you tonight. We are very happy to sponsor you. You know, we're gonna be doing a lot together, and congratulations on that, and good job tonight.
Awesome.
Man. We're gonna be behind you.
Awesome. Thanks
Thanks
you.
a lot.